Welcome to BioNova Biological Classes. Today we'll discuss about diversity in the living world. Let's get started. Diversity in the living world, also referred to as biodiversity, describes the staggering variety of life on Earth, including millions of plants, animals, fungi, and microorganisms. It comprises differences in size, habitat, and physical characteristics, and plays a vital role in maintaining the balance and stability of our ecosystem. What is living? Living things are made up of cells and are capable of carrying out various cellular activities. The defining features that describe what our living things are mentioned below: growth, emergence, reproduction, interaction, self organization, sensation and response, self replication, metabolism. Let us try to understand each other. Yes, all living organisms grow. Increase in mass and increasing number of individuals are twin characteristics of growth. A multicellular organism grows by cell division. In plants, this growth by cell division occurs continuously throughout their lifespan. In animals, this growth is seen only up to a certain age. However, cell division occurs in certain tissues to replace lost cells. Unicellular organisms grow by cell division. One can easily observe this in vitro cultures by simply counting the number of cells under the microscope. In majority of higher animals and plants, growth and reproduction are mutually exclusive events. One must remember that increasing body mass is considered as growth. Non-living organisms also grow if we take increase in body mass as a criterion for growth. Mountains, boulders, and sand mounders do grow. Moreover, this kind of growth exhibited by non-living objects is by accumulation of material on the surface. In living organism, growth is from inside. Growth, therefore, can't be taken as a defining property of living organisms. Conditions under which it can be observed in all living organisms have to be explained, and then we understand that it is a characteristics of living systems. A dead organism doesn't Next grow. Characteristic feature is reproduction. In multicellular organisms, reproduction refers to the production of progeny possessing features more or less similar to those of parents. Invariably and implicitly, we refer to sexual reproduction. Organisms reproduce by asexual means also. Fungi multiply and spread easily due to millions of asexual spores they produce. In lower organisms like yeast and hydra, we observe budding. In planaria, flatworms, we observe true regeneration, that is, a fragmented organism regenerates the lost part of its body and becomes a new organism. The fungi, the filamentous algae, the protonema of mosses all easily multiply by fragmentation. When it comes to unicellular organisms like bacteria, unicellular algae or amoeba, reproduction is synonymous with growth, that is, increase in number of cells. We have already defined growth as equivalent to increase in cells number of mass. Hence, we notice that in single-celled organisms, we are not very clear about the uses of these two terms, growth and reproduction. Further, there are many organisms which do not reproduce: mules, sterile worker bees, infertile human couples, etc. Hence, reproduction also can't be an all-inclusive defining characteristic of living organisms. Of course, no non-living object is capable of reproducing or replicating by itself. Another characteristic of life is metabolism. All living organisms are made up of chemicals. These chemicals, small and big, belonging to various classes, sizes, functions, etc., are constantly being made and changed into some other biomolecules. These conversions are chemical reactions or metabolic reactions. There are thousands of metabolic reactions occurring simultaneously inside all living organisms, be they unicellular or multicellular. All plants, animals, fungi, and microbes exhibit metabolism. The sum total of all the chemical reactions occurring in our body is known as metabolism. No non-living object exhibits metabolism. Metabolic reactions can be demonstrated outside the body in cell-free systems. And isolated metabolic reactions outside the body of an organism performed in a test tube is neither living nor non-living. Hence, while metabolism is a defining feature of all living organisms without exception, isolated metabolic reactions in vitro are not living things but surely living reactions. Hence, cellular organization of the body is the defining feature of life forms. Next characteristic feature is consciousness. Perhaps the most obvious and technically complicated feature of all living organisms is their ability to sense their surroundings or environment and respond to these environmental stimuli, which could be physical, chemical, or biological. We sense our environment through our sense organs. Plants respond to external factors like light, water, temperature, and other organisms, pollutants, etc. All organisms, from the prokaryotic to the most complex eukaryotes, can sense and respond to environmental clues. Photoperiod affects the reproduction in seasonal breeders, both plant and animals. All organisms handle chemicals entering into their bodies. All organisms, therefore, are aware of their surroundings. Human beings is the only organism who is aware of himself, that is, self-consciousness. Consciousness, therefore, becomes the defining property of living organisms. In higher classes, you will come to know that all living phenomena are due to underlying interactions. Properties of tissues are not present in the constituent cells but arise as a result of interactions among the constituent cells. Similarly, properties of cellular organelles are not present in the molecular constituents of the organelle, but arise as a result of interactions among the molecular components comprising the organelle. These interactions result in emergent properties at the higher level of organization. This phenomenon is true in the hierarchy of organizational complexity at all levels. Therefore, we can say that living organisms are self-replicating, evolving, and self-replicating interactive systems capable of responding to the external stimuli. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. For more biological classes, follow us on Instagram, Bionova Sciences.